Hello and welcome. Right, we are back. I always say it's on Riverbend Springs, but it's fairly obvious because you are on a playlist that says Riverbend Springs, but it's just my way of saying welcome. Yeah, it is. Right, so then, let's get this back to our place. Busy. Yeah, it's busy like doing the plowing. Couldn't think of the word. Yeah, I'm struggling with my words today. I just feel shattered. Really tired. I don't know why. I had a really good night's sleep. If anything, I probably spent my extra hour sleeping. So I didn't sleep over. I did still get up early as well. Never sleep terribly late. Right, and so we still have got a little bit more work to do, I think, on the multifabric, on the dairy side of things. It's true, we're not far off on some things, but certain things, the cheeses and that. Although I suppose the other thing you've got to ask yourself is, like, what did Giants intend? The recipes are fairly. So, like, what I'm trying to say is, if the cheese was only supposed to produce a tiny bit, and we're producing a tiny, oh yeah, but it's still, I can understand that if it's the smallest production, but we're talking about a super by design is supposed to be super. It really is as simple as that. You paid extra cash for the fact that we've got a super. So as far as I'm concerned, really, you shouldn't be getting a very poor job for the fact that you've got a super. Let me just try and get this bit on the concrete done. It looks a bit odd without that. That's not too bad. That's better. It's all looking fairly good. Yeah, going forwards, it should roughly. Yeah, obviously you've got to fine tune it. It should now clear the decks and actually make a good job of that. We have got a lot of tractors, a lot of vehicles as well, because to be honest, it took me quite a while to start everyone's engines when I came in. So it's July, it's 9:35. Have we fed our animals? I think we did. Yeah, we did. We didn't. No. No, I think that's because we'd lent the trailer. Did we? No, we brought the trailer back. I'm sure we did. Yeah, it's over there. I see it. Right, so then we've got you as well. Did we do the... No, we didn't even do the milk. Alright, so let's get our daily bit of milk away again, and then we'll get them fed, and then we'll do our normal daily routine. Really? Yeah. Obviously, won't we get? Yeah. Well, we say that, but there's a few jobs we've been like threatening to do for a long time. So let's 2001-87. That's a little bit more, although perhaps we're a bit later. It's a trouble. Sometimes I'm a little bit too scientific. Where you think, yeah, it's exactly the same every day. Well, it would be if you stop at 8 o'clock and you grab it. It should be fairly scientific because it's going to always be the same. But there's always factors in anything in life that sort of make things a bit different to what you'd expect. Really? Yeah. Water as well. How are we doing on this? Because it should have... Yeah, in the production silo, how are we doing it with the water? Is it still a lot, or do we need to like set another one going? Because no, it's still 500,000 litres now. Is this because we did set this going? Definitely, I remember doing it. I remember seeing that we told the water to distribute. Is that saying then that it's out of space? Does that mean there's nowhere? Yeah, because we know this. But is it calling for water? Yeah, that is true. I put some water in. Is any of its things... Doesn't usually stop things from actually doing things, but it is true. Yeah, I did switch to straw baskets as well. I had sort of got them in, so we need straw, which we should have. No. Oh, no, that's true. The straw needs to come across, doesn't it? Now, we did actually tell the production staff. Did we tell the straw to come across? That is a good question. I think we did, but we didn't switch it on. Yes, it looks to me a little bit like the distribution, the productions are actually obeying a bit better, because you didn't need to. I found this out a few times. You didn't need to switch them on. They often worked without you doing it. Well, now that's actually being good, because that's calling for it, and it's not sending any to the super multi-fabric eye. So yeah, so that is actually doing as you'd expect it to do, the behavior as it is programmed to do, or should be programmed to do. So yeah, now that should be calling in time when the straw goes across in at 9:40. That should really be not too far off. So we can't put any more water in, and it's saying that it's, yeah, it is full. So there's nothing more we can do with that. All right, so we want to, let's just drop that. Yeah, let's go grab the trailer. Doesn't have to be this one, but it will do nicely. It is actually, I've got to be honest, I really do like this farmyard, and I like what we've done with it as well. Right, so we do want some TMR. And then we do, I'm definitely going to pick that, I was going to say sawdust. Do you know, so wood chips, definitely we want to stick those wood chips in there as well. We definitely got loads and loads of honey, which is a good place to be. So there's quite a bit, really. No, we don't want too much, because yeah, I would like to put some straw in, because I keep forgetting. From a distance, that straw does look a lot much better than it did. So how much straw do we need for this? A full load would do nicely, easily, and we still won't actually fill it. So let's do a straw. And I would imagine our work is not terribly far off. No, yeah, it's done most of the outside. Fantastic, excellent. So if we stick this in, it's going to nearly fill it. It should last a while again. And then we can, yeah, it's not going to be too far off really, that end. And then we'll grab a full thing of, a full trailer. Yeah, it's weird. My words are just like stumbling a bit. I am tired, it is true. And I have no idea why, because really it should be. I did have a really good night's sleep, so it's really strange. I don't understand why I feel like I do, but I cannot escape from the fact that I do. Yeah, from a distance, the straw does look much better. I might actually do the Giants straw fill plane, because it's not bad. That, say, from a distance, that doesn't look too bad, but if you get up close, it looks a bit... Oh, yeah, no, that's right, we know that. So let's... Yeah, do we need to leave him on? I don't think so. I've never completely worked out the behaviour of, like, what exactly, because it seemed to change a bit. So let's get the... Yeah, with the FSR3, there's a bit of... When you look at the wheels and the back of like tractors and things like that, it's like the frame generation is not quite right, which that's a Giants thing of the way it interfaces with the software. But for the main, most things are actually quite good. Right, so let's go grab that across there. So I mean, we are running from the BGA, but I always find BGAs are not fantastic. They're not like super duper. Yeah, there is a way straight down, so that's probably the bestest way. Yeah, so let's go straight across. Yeah, another couple of minutes and that'll all be done. And then we'll have to clean up, because they invariably, as you can see, don't do a perfect job. Yeah, the wheels have got sort of a funny sort of skipping motion. They're not quite turning right. So it's not perfect. And I'm not gaining a lot for it, really. So to me, I don't see why. I think I'll stick to FSR1, and then no, that's good. Yeah, it's just the slowdown that you get with it. I don't think we've got anything anywhere else. We can stick the wood chips, that big randon, so we've actually got the randon to use. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm not sure about the growing of the trees. Now, we should be. This should get some water in later. I do realise, in a way, we've bought that beautiful limer, but it is true. Now we've bought the dry back for the John Deere. We shall see if we can afford, because it's a very inexpensive and yet very good system, the Colossus one. I've had it quite a few times and I really do like it. So we've done the buffalo milk, the milk. If we speed up till, well, we've got to go through anyway, so let's do our normal trick and go through till either we get something or 1 o'clock. So we have done everything sort of. Yeah, I mean, obviously we can set the stone picker going, but it's not a mad rush, really. So how many times have we had the merge max? I think what we're going to do, though, it's true, to streamline this, so you're not like in this screen all the time, we're just going to leave it and go through till 4 o'clock. And then we'll sell everything at the end of the day. That way it streamlines it a little bit more. Yeah, I'm trying to sort of rack my brains. It is a really good way of making money, but I don't want to be in this screen forever, you know, where you all the main focus is that. All my life. It looks to me as well, 5 o'clock seems to also be a bit like the 10 o'clock, which we see a bit of a pattern going. Ooh. We're not going to be able to do that at the minute, are we? Oh, we did actually ask for that, didn't we? The BI trailer. That is close enough for us to sell. Yeah, it is, but I don't think we're going to get to the Rotney. I don't, no matter what we do. It is also true, though, what we've always said. It's only a rule of thumb. If you're very close, I mean, the 6,000 one, if you're really close, I don't see as it's a crime for us to actually crack on. And we could always sacrifice, as I've said many times, like this tractor or something like that is worth quite a lot to actually achieve our end. That when I came in, I knew there was something I wished to do. Brilliant, that's Lando's finished, and that was, I wanted to switch those lights off on that. I was racking my brains, I was thinking, what? Oh, that's right, we've got that as well. I was forgetting about that. That's 60 odd grand's worth of, I thought it was a bit short. That's because we're not doing a job. So hopefully, I don't wish to sacrifice this tractor. I don't wish it to what I'm trying to say, it's a bit like I've said with this new way of doing it. It is a bit, you've got to sort of like, there will be another tractor at some point. We can manage without this, so we could sell it. I don't wish to. It was a real song at what it was, and if we can do without doing that, then I do think we will. So I'm not sort of like trying to say, oh, I want to sell this tractor. What I'm saying is, if it means us earning an extra 30 grand profit from selling the big machinery that we've, you know, can see is on sale, sometimes you've got to do this to actually carry on. You know, like to give yourself these things. There are ways for you to do better, and you've sometimes got to take that better way, even though sometimes it is. So we're going to keep that dry back. It was very, very good price, and hopefully at some point we will get the John Deere. I just hope it's not too terrible, because it is expensive. I mean, it relative to our money, let's just put it that way, because it isn't expensive. I do remember this was actually quite expensive, this the header. It wasn't a cheap one. Yeah, so we shall see how close we are. I would imagine when we've done this, we should be okay to buy that without sacrificing the tractor. Yeah, and what I'm really mean is, when I sort of consider it, it is, although it is good, we've already got the Colossus, which is very good. I mean, admittedly, it it's a really nice, if we can afford it, sometimes it's nice to have, yeah, I thought it was a good one. It is sometimes nice to have things that are nice. Not like I'm a bit of a terror for often settling for like second best, where I don't, you know, I don't. Yeah, no, we did want that trader as well, didn't we? So yeah, fantastic. So by the time we've sold that, it will more than pay for our new trailer, which then means that we've got the other trailer. We will hopefully have the Randon soon as well. But it obviously it's had the wood chips in for a long time. But obviously that is a real asset, the Random, because it's almost like a mobile silo, really, is what I'm thinking. Fantastic. Yeah, as I was coming in, I was thinking, I know there's something I wanted to do. What did I need to do modding-wise? And then that was it. It was switching the lights off. So 345, 712, amazing. And that's 18,000. That's not so good a bonus, but I've got to be honest. It's a cracker. It is. Good unload speed. Now we've got a dedicated one for the in the shed for the animals all the time, and we can still, we've got another one for doing all of the normal things. So again, it's just a way of having that. I usually have the little one and I make do with it, but it is nice to have those. They are really fast unload and all the rest of it. So right, so it's 6:20. When is our next harvest? Quite a long way on. October, November, I believe. 9 o'clock. Or was I in July? Yeah, I'm lost the plot. I think we're going July, August, so we didn't need to go 9. Is it August? Or I think it is. Yeah, it is August now. Production cost, property maintenance. So that's not too terrible, actually. Farmall and the Lemken Titan this time. Ooh, if we start with the biggie. Now, again, this is one of those rare times when that's the MacDon, that's the windrower as well, isn't it? Are we doing enough? But we did talk about, I want to get into the habit of using the pickup. I mean, that's an unbelievably good price for that, the MacDon header. So I think we might do. I think we definitely, by the time we finish this, we've already got a header, haven't we? So that's more than, that's the point. Let's concentrate. Did we use the 12-meter header? Because that should have struggled a bit with that, really. That's a point. What is our header size that we've got? Did we have the... Oh, it's the 9. I was going to say, it should have struggled with a 12. I've like, fine-tuned it. That is the best of that kind of header for our harvest. It does struggle somewhat with the 12-meter. It can, on a perfectly flat field, it can do it, but it really... So I'm sort of trying to fine-tune what I use as a header for it, because it can use a far bigger one. That's why I'd really like to change its pipe and make that bigger, and like do a change node where we can, like other people do, where you buy a larger pipe. I'd like to do that. Well, I have half done it, but yeah. Fantastic. Right, so then we now want to go for the paralevel. Yeah, I mean, at some point, if we got the JHHG, I wouldn't mind us actually buying that. Now, this obviously would cripple us, even though it would be a very nice thing to own, but it's not our major business. You know, you've got to sort of think that our harvester really is good enough for the fact that it's only a minor. We don't use it that often. It's not our major. It's more important the sublevamus and the forage harvester, which is going to do our sugar cane. So they're the most important things that we've really got. But as all things, if you've got everything out of the way, and then you like think, well, it'd be nice to have for the farm a nice harvester, and you can afford it, then I don't see why that's. I mean, that's brilliant. 418,000. That is phenomenal. It is. So we're going to buy the Gering half. I don't care what colour you make it. And then we're going to grab the farm all. And we're also going to pull along with us the Lemke. And then we're going to buy that for ourselves. Because if we do something like oats or something like that, then to be honest, it will come into its own. Very nice. Now then, where is the... it's over there. Yes, I'm with this. It is fantastic. And I've got to be honest, with how bad the... I mean, obviously we started with the... And I do intend on doing this as my new start. I'm not completely wrong. I'd like to start extreme, every single thing, with no money. Absolutely no money. Hard economy. And obviously that means you've got to start on contracts. But we did see from this that the contracts are not reliable. That they still go wrong. And this is a Giants map. So that sort of really does say an awful lot. That was a good... It is amazing. Some of them are definitely worth more than you think. And others are, you do just literally get what you think. It's quite amazing. But it's a bit... Yeah, some of them I think that's 2 or 3 grand dear, you know, more that I got from that than I expected to get. So yeah, definitely. Right. So this is another 70 grand that will all earn us about 7 grand. So 358, 420. We shall see. Yeah, I'm not trying to keep too beady an eye on it. It's definitely going up. That much we can see. I'm not going to sweat the details. We know that the system works. I don't want to get like caught in the minutiae. But it is true that sometimes you do seem to do better than others on the tick-ups. So I'd still not seen a system to it. Right, okay, so now we want to buy that, the Macdon. Yeah, we will buy that. So that's the windrower bit. That's the important bit. So really, if we was going to do that, we really could do, if we're considering buying that, we would really need to buy, I think you've got to go to DLCs. Yeah, and you don't have to go for that one. You could go for this one. Yeah, because it will handle that. So I think we would go for this one. Header for windrower to mow the crops and thresh them late with a combine harvester. Now, it's true. Does that use the Macdons? Can we do a test? But this would be in real life. You would be able to ask the store. So we're going to treat this as us asking the store. So we're going to give ourselves this straight back because I'm not sure that this would work with that header, and I'm not prepared. So let's 5,100 back, and then we'll send it straight back because I'm not prepared. You should be able to ask the store in real life, and they would say yes or no, or you know, it's not possible for that to use that, or yes it is. So I'd like to see, is it possible, or do you need to have the Macdon, which is an awful lot dearer than this? I'd have thought the answer was no, but that's why I'd like to sort of find out, am I right or am I wrong? I am right. Yeah, it is a definite bust. So I think in that case, let's send that back. I did think that was going to be the case, that it was very specific. So we want the Macdon. No. We don't want the Ab Industries, Fence, Ilon, Gessner. It's a Probale, Unihid, Macdon, Pickup Header. No, that is the one we've got. We want the case. It's not called that. It's the AGCO, isn't it? Is it because we're in it that we can't see it? All we need to do is look for leased items. It's a doddle. Yeah, it's that simple. It's classed as the case then, even though it's the AGCO. Yeah, because that's cheaper, we could go for that version and just sell that one, is what I'm thinking. If we're interested in going for this, then let's actually do it. Yeah, let's go. I want to get into the habit of doing this. So the AGCO, header for windrow to mow the crops. Yeah, that's the one. So we want to... yeah, no, we still got to do the fine used. We're not trying to sidetrack the rules. And if we are doing that, we're then going to need to go for that. And this is not really important. So I don't want to be wasting a lot of cash for it. But it is true, unless we get the Macdon, that was a total waste of time. So we will grab that and sell it straight away. I don't want to be hanging around to stuff that we might never get. And also, we've now gone for the other version. So we will sell that. The other thing is I'd like to get, because you can see the lights, they're really... Well, I'm going to have to switch them off. Let's stick it against the fence. Then at least the lights are sort of subdued against that, because you really can see them. Sort of it ruins the game a little that you can sort of see that like that. They could be spots from anywhere, so I'm not too terribly bothered about that. But yeah, the Macdon is quite expensive. I mean, so is all farming equipment. So, I mean, obviously Giants have gone for all the brand new spanking, sparkling equipment. But it is hard to make, especially on our economy, it is hard to make that kind of dough to actually... oh yeah, let's talk in English that everybody understands, whether you're European or British. Yeah, it's hard to make that kind of cash for some of these very expensive bits of kit. And we're sort of playing hard economy as well, which really makes it even more difficult. So, yeah, I'm quite happy that we're doing the used equipment mod. Yeah, so we knew we weren't going to make a lot from that. I would not have bought it as well, because it's only because I was going to keep it that I was doing that. So then, it is August. How are our crops looking on the fields, the greenness, and then we will feed our animals. Yeah, so you can see that, wow, it goes to show how bad the workers are. Seriously. That's Giant Standards workers. That is not very good, is it really? All things considered. So how green is everything looking? You know, it's... Oh, weeds. I didn't see that. Well, we have... Yeah, we know that needed rolling. We saw that a long time ago. So I'm glad we saw that. We've still got time to weed field 8. We did take the Stara down, didn't we? It's one of those... that one there. So I think, all things considered, we're going to have a bit of fun. Now, it is on the herbicide settings. And we have got some herbicide in the sprayer already, so I'm not going to waste money. Yeah, we're not. So let's grab... Yeah. It always throws me the wrong way round. It always, like, shocks me. Alright, so let's grab that. And chuck this out. And then go straight back in. We could, of course, sell this now, but yeah, it is true. It is. I don't really see the point in, like, but you sometimes don't get much. The other thing is, realistically, in real life, often to keep something as a backup in case something in real life things break down. So it's not always a bad idea to keep your old one because it's a backup. So yeah, this has got a smaller tank, I think. Yeah, much smaller. Right, so let's get that done quickly, and then we'll do the animals. Syndicate, you never know. Well, we definitely do need to clean that field up because it's a little bit messy, to say the least. You know, it's not obvious with sugarcane because I did look at it a long time ago and it didn't look like there was weeds in it, so... It's got a very slow unfold rate, this has. It does take a while. We're going to time-lapse this. We could do, because we've also got the cleanup of the field to do. It's not a bad idea. It is going to take not that long, with it being a 30-metre spread, so it's not terrible. Right, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I'm coming out of the time-lapse. This is a bit disconcerting because we are increasing on the milk exponentially. There's no way that we've got that amount of milk. It's like, it's just, yeah, it's so annoying. The game's, if you consider it really, it's that you need accuracy for this kind of game, and it's just inaccurate. Productions are a part of this, the ecosystem, and without any kind of accuracy, it's like you're cheating. You can't help using the productions. It's what we're supposed to do. But how can we? We don't control the system. It's ridiculous. It is that. So how well are we doing? There's nothing we can do about it. I'm not going to sweat about it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just so annoying. It's almost like it's passing it from one production silo to the other, and it's because I've also got that mod on that stops the storage being shared, but that's not about productions. That really is about, yeah, it's about like a normal silo sharing the storage, because then it also does that, as we on this very map was the very first time I actually saw that happen. But standard productions still do it. They chatter amongst themselves, and they seem to make the numbers increase, which we're seeing. There's no way. We get 2,100 litres of buffalo milk. We couldn't possibly have got... I mean, we've got milk in these as well. We've got 13,000 litres in there. We've never... we are... No, that's true. We are putting it in there. But it's 13,000. There's no way we've put that in. That's like it's not moving it. And if it's not moving it, then how come this has got this amount of buffalo milk and it's 69,000 litres? There's no way we've ever had that amount of like that. And this is, although it's using this, it's still increasing this. It's not working as it should do. Now then, obviously the things we are interested in is how the things that we are actually making, so the guar beans and the guar glue. So how are we doing for the straw products? I would imagine, yeah, well, the water is also going from that as well, so that's good. The butter's up to, yeah, I increased the storage on this because I thought this is the super, it really ought to have soup, and I put 250,000 litres in the bionic, and about what I think I left it at what it was before, which is about 70 odd thousand for the standard production silo, the standard production multifabricae. Although really in a way, and it's a convention, isn't it? It's not going to be perfect. So I've got 56,543 litres of buffalo milk, butter 115,000. So that is multiplying, but it's also multiplying the milk itself, which it really shouldn't do. It's a base product. There's no way that should work. The system should protect itself from like that kind of bleed. Because again, any of us have not got any, even when I wasn't a modder, I saw plenty of things like this, and it almost makes you look like you're cheating, and you're really not. I haven't done, I hate with a passion any kind of cheating. I really do. I'd sooner not play, but this makes you cheat because it's, yeah, the canola's at 12,000. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. It's just, how can you truthfully have a truthful amount when this is happening? Because I just want it to be accurate. Almost makes me not to, which is I think why Giants are not allowing production silos, because I think they're fully aware of this kind of thing with a production silo. Now I'm not sure if this does this anyway, because what I could do is to test it, I've got to be honest, I would use a standard silo and make the standard silo have the ability, because you can do that, and then obviously take away the production elements of this, because if it's that, just to test, to see for a few Let's Plays, to see if I do that, even if I've got a lug, does it stop this multiplication? Because this is annoying, because it sort of really does, it's totally inaccurate. We've got way too much, even standard milk, we were knocking that down something chronic, and now it's going up again. So, but the weird thing is, it's only certain things. I've seen this before. When you look, never seems to multiply water. You know, you use a lot. The butter, I would say, is fairly accurate. Buffalo milk bottled, I mean, that's amplifying, but it does anyway. It's almost like you're watering the milk down and you get more. I mean, that's the basic recipe. If you look at that, I mean, I'm not just trying to say you water it down. What I mean is, you put 10 in and you get 20. So it's going through a process. So it is almost like you're watering it down. I know you're not, but what I'm trying to say is there's no water going in there, but you're doubling the amount of 20 buffalo milk bottles for the 10 that you're putting in. Whether that means that you know, it's the process means you're getting like a sellable product that is worth more. It could be that. It's a convention. So yeah, I mean, that is doing very well. And the thing is, we've still got a lot of milk left afterwards. So I don't know what can we do about this. I don't know whether it's that whether the animals are too close and it's sort of reading, but we move the milk almost instantly every single day, so it can't really even be that. Right, so the manure we're going to wait for another day, because it's, again, I think every second month is pretty much what I did on New American. So yeah, that's is a thing, definitely. So again, yeah, there's not really much we can do. So then, yeah, sunflower oil, that was it. That's what I was trying to look at. So the sunflower oil is at 6,385. What about the canola oil? Canola oil is 7,015 litres, and there's still some canola. Now, we did have quite a bit, so that is about right. But it is doing a good job, and it isn't really overpowered. For all that, that is about 7,000 litres in one day. So that's about what I would expect it to be at. So it looks like the canola oil, if we look at that, just to sort of check what the amounts are for that, is 7,680. So you're losing a quarter. So if you did 10, it would be 76,800. So that would be double that, which is 180. So it's almost like the maths is a tiny amount of it. Is almost like it's because there's no way this is not actual thousands of liters, even though that cycles is talking about that. Now it should be, and it does do that with certain things. That's what throws you out, because but then there's almost like an unwritten rule book that you as a modder have got to work out of well, how much are you really getting? And that's the real thing, is how much are you wanting? Really, 7.5 tons per month is what I'm like expecting from this super, and would be 5,000 odd from a bionic, and about 2,000 to 3,000 on a standard production per month is what I would expect. So yeah, that's not far off what we'd expect it to be, because it could have done far more and it didn't. So what are we doing with the other things? The chocolate I'm interested in. Again, it's not doing the 7 odd tons. It's doing, I would say, more like 5, which is not terrible, but still not where it should be. So that one's ramping up somewhat, almost like an extra third. The cheese is now doing about 2,500 litres a month. Now, if Giants intended that to be slow, what I mean is, if Giants intended that to be slow, and like you should really on a normal, I suppose the real thing would be to actually perhaps one time as a test to see what a big cheese factory, a big dairy would actually do in the game, and see what is Giants expecting that factory to do in a month. Now that's not a bad test. So the butter is definitely, absolutely, even the buffalo mozzarella is, I would say, doing about 1,000 litres a month, which is, I think that's not terrible. We know it's slow, but this should be faster. So that's not doing terribly. So we really have got quite a lot of cash tied up in the dairy. Yeah, 146,000 in butter alone. 120 odd thousand in buffalo milk. We're talking, but again, obviously the nasty things. Now we know that these are building up now, and it should be the chipping factory. We've still got all the wood chips in. We do need to tip the water should be full. Yeah, it is. So that's all good. The guar glue is having, obviously the super multifabrica. That's what we need to look at for the straw products, because we've told that to go. And at the minute, we've got 33,000 litres. Now, that should be, am I missing something? Are we missing something that I've forgotten that we need to do this? No, just straw, and produces straw. We've got straw, so that should be fine. So we should see some action out of this, because at the minute we've told the guar glue to stay. So We've definitely got some guar glue in. Now, as soon as we've finished that amount of straw, because it's not going to take very long, we'll switch that off and we'll send the guar glue across to the soup and chipping factory to assist that, because that is always using its glue straight away. Right, so yeah, there's not really much else we can actually do, and it is so annoying because I hate cheating with a passion, and yet it's the amount of times in my Farming Simulator career that it looks very much like you do cheat, and I hate it. It's horrible because there's no point in playing if you're gonna cheat, and I know this. Right, so we're leaving that for now. Let's leave that. And let's grab that, and we need to shift that out of the way, which we can do with the silver. Yeah, so it is like that with the silver. It's why I'm not a massive fan of, like, there's only really the ridiculous Dominics that I found in FS22. There was actually a truck that was worth using. Yeah, even this struggled once you get to a certain amount, because obviously I think it must be the suspension. It just can't cope with lift, like pulling. But it does make a bit of a mockery, because something on wheels, it shouldn't really affect it terribly. The wheels are taking most of the force. So when this has obviously got 20 odd tons in and it struggles, you're like thinking, well, if I can't even tug, I mean, I could willingly leave this just to do this job and I'd be happy with that. But it struggled. And you're like thinking, well, it's just, what is the point if I can't actually do anything? Unless all I can do with it is to go down to the... Now, that is amazing. It is. All I can do is go down to the store and grab the odd, like, trailer full of stuff. That's about all we can do now then. Yeah, so we need to flip around, really. Yeah, this is bad because there's... Ooh. Yeah, we're going to need to... I don't know that even this can turn around like that. And I'm not exactly brilliant at swivel axles, so... That's not too bad, actually. That was better than you thought. That's it. It's that way. I always get mixed up with this. Should be able to get all of this in, I think. Or all... no, it's 500,000 now. Yeah. And if... no, we did it. We did get it off. Yeah, we got that was on the ground down at the bottom. We did actually do that. So that's... Oh, this has still not been repaired. Yeah, so really we need... I suppose... We're doing well already. What I mean is we don't need the money. We could wait till December, where really... Now, the other thing is, yeah, I've just thought, is how is the biogas plant doing for the digestate? We're steadily throwing slurry and manure at it, and it is going up quite a lot. So, yeah, I'm not focusing on it very much, but really... No, it's that way. We can see, obviously, every couple of months we're chucking 60 odd tons of this in, and it really is sort of paying dividends. Even, I mean, yeah, and obviously the energy, we see little tick ups on the hour most hours, so it is sort of slowly ticking up. Now, I know we could sell the milk, but we're not going to do that. I've not done that all the way through because the self-marketing does make us far more, but you can see this is seriously, we are this year definitely going to blow that out of the water. Now, the other thing is sunflower oil, and that is genuine sunflower oil, March, and canola oil is November, December, if I remember rightly. It is. So again, that is on the rise soon, and most of our others are October for buffalo mozzarella, although that's good all of the time. Buffalo milk, January. Most of our things are in January. Well, we could actually earn that little bit extra for waiting. Now, we know it couldn't do that. It's a convention. We know this. So, yeah, we do need to top up that water, though. It is sinking down against 100,000. Although everything's filled at the minute, it's still in time going to come down now. Then the other thing is, honey, because we're making honey chocolate. Yeah, the honey is the sugar, sort of, you could say. So how are we doing on that? Because we don't want to be running out of the honey, which we are getting low. And we've got no excuse because we've got a shed load right here. So we really could do with, last job of the day, I think, grabbing this. Where is the... Yeah, let's just do that. I know I just said the last job of the day, but this is not a massive job. Just like to get this, the cleaning up done. Might send a one of the workers with the D-stone at some point. I'm not worried about it at the minute, but yeah. So I mean, so far the only job this has done is this particular job, but it is a valiant job. It is a job that you need doing. Yeah, look at the amount of like bits and bobs that aren't done. Really is not good. Coursplay's not much better, I've got to be honest. It is a little better though. I can honestly say that Courseplay definitely does leave a mess because I have to tidy up, but not like this. This is really terrible. Right, so then where is the... I think it's in the yard. Yeah, the trailer. Sure it is. Right. Wow, look at that lot there. So many bits. What was I saying? It's not going to take as long. Yeah, so this year we definitely are seriously going to earn some major dosh. Remember that we are on hard economy. I mean, obviously, it does make quite a bit of cash, but it's not like a shed load. What I mean is it's a steady tick up. Unless you were to get like lots of things that are worth 30 grand a pop, it is a steady tick, and obviously it does enable you to buy stuff. But it's not our main business. It's not the thing that's brought in it probably has brought the most in. But what I mean is, gradually, the thing that really enabled us to buy an awful lot last year was, of course, the fields, and all the rest of it was definitely not down to... It definitely wasn't down to the sales, although they obviously have a massive impact. If anything, I'd say the biggest impact the sales have is for equipment for us to buy. That, I would say, is fairly accurate. And then the icing on the cake is definitely our normal business. Last year, the chipping business, and it's going to be that again. But also, we're not on our own. And also, the BGA is bringing in cash all the time, even though it's a little tick up. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. Those peas... No, I think they're still, yeah, they're not out of season yet. Although they were ready last month, because we did see that they're still not out of season yet. So therefore they won't wither, but it does look very much like they're going to wither. It does happen a lot. The AI don't seem to like pull the stuff in all of the time. I won't say never, because they do. So that's that done. So now then, yeah, well, we missed a bit over there. Let's grab you. Let's get this last job done of sticking the honey into the wood's fabric eye. And then we'll leave it at that point, I think. Yeah. So the best way to grab these, I think, is, especially when they're too high, is to grab 2 sets at once. It's what I normally do. And then like make them fall high. Soon gets down the piles. That saving done half take your resources. Gordon Bennett almost stops anything happening. Now then, we need to, let's grab, you will do nicely. You've not had much of a Taz. I mean, yeah, the other thing is obviously the sugar business, that is also going to come up, but we won't really feel that. It's the thing with farming, obviously these are new businesses that we brought in, but you're not going to feel the impact of them straight away. Because you obviously, yeah, probably is best way. Oh. Yeah, the other thing, oh, that's doing something strange. What's that about? Yeah, I also sort of thought, yeah, that one of the things I am interested in having a look at, and I did think about it a long time ago, and then I sort of didn't think about it anymore. But I think it's in low loaders. Yeah, I'm intrigued in doing something like the Bremer, only bigger. You know, if you imagine ours that's similar, but I think I'd put wheels at the front as well, and then obviously something similar to that that lifts up, and then the main bit goes down. But you could put wheels at both sides, the same as that Bremer is there, and have then the other, so almost like a double Bremer, but obviously much, much bigger, the same size as mine, but something like that is what I'm thinking. That way, you can still roll things on it. Obviously, we know it's not as easy, but if it's longer, then there is no need for a ramp. You could also build into the sides that they actually lead down and make a natural ramp. So I'm thinking I might have actually done mine the wrong way, and that the ramps aren't necessarily the way to go. I could actually muck around, but I do think it's not a bad idea, because it also means this is a lot easier. You've not got any of this lifting. It's just almost, well, there is a little bit of lifting, but not an awful lot. Yeah, it's heavy. Yeah, now the other thing is, learn your lesson from what you've done in the past. Yeah, it's frequently better to put them in the middle. Yeah, we'll just, let's go for the doubles. We'll let them rebuild up. Wow. It is amazing. Obviously, soon they do slow down. Oh, wow. Yeah, so now what I tend to do is use this set to push that one. But you do have to be careful, because they can topple. Yeah, I could really do that weight on the back of this now. Yeah, you have to very gently do this, or else you really are going to get into trouble. Right, so let's get these from the side. Because, yeah, again, you get them all start to fill up from that side, and then you've got no good access to these. It's just, we don't need to get rid of them all, but we may as well be as thorough as we possibly can be. It makes a bit of sense, really. Now, these are wider. Can we grab them and like pull them in a bit? Yeah, we can, but it's difficult to do the ones behind. If anything, I've made matters worse now. Can we use those to push them in a little? Probably that's not a bad idea. Yeah, that not quite as I'd imagine, but it never is. Like any skill, really, that you do with things like this, You have to sort of play around with this type of thing for quite a while before you get good at that type of like little tiny tricks like that, I always find. These are heavy. Stick those in the middle. Oh, wow. I didn't expect it to be able to reach that far. You have to be careful because it reaches those on the right as well, so no, that's not too terrible. Right, apologies for the silence. Yeah. Right, so I should say now we should be able to go back to like we did the others. Ooh. Well, that was interesting because it sort of like didn't follow the rules that it followed to begin with, which is a bit odd. Be very gentle at this, otherwise you really do. It's not wanting to push that at all. Yeah, they sometimes literally just tip them. I think we'll strap them like that. Yeah, even the straps, you can often see them throw. Oh, wow. I think there's something wrong with the hitch on this at the minute. I've never had any difficulty with anything else, that's what I'm saying. Having used this a lot. Yeah, there's a shimmering, isn't there, by the... Yeah, now I have done something about the straw, so I would like to test this again. Yeah, I checked one of my other models and realised what I'd done differently about this one. For the bales, that is. Fantastic. I should keep that going for a while now, so how much have we got in there now after that? So it was a lot. So then, honey, 36,421 litres in there. So that is good. So we're going to leave it there. We did quite a busy session, really. An awful lot of stuff that we've actually done. Yeah, little tiny jobs as well, which they're just as important as the big ones. But it is true, I think we really need... Well, it's true, we could. We're not in a rush. Again, obviously farms can cash in things early if they need to. If you don't need to and you get a better price at a certain time of year, you really are better to actually wait. So if we do wait till December, January, we will get quite a bit more. Even if it's an extra 25%, you'd be silly really to like sell it now. We don't need the money, is my point. Harvest is nearly over for everything, so even buying someone else's field, it's not really, you don't really need to. So I just think we ought to hold fire and like get the best that we can. So we didn't do a bad job of like getting those down. There's not many left. Right, anyway, yes, so all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.